One that I would suggest though is the water.
Water.
Their water there. That's really good. You gotta drink it. What the world's 70% the Earth. I mean, what can you go wrong with that? Yo, what's up, everybody? Happy Cinco de Mayo. I'm just gonna start my video off with a nice little joke to honor this nice little holiday. A Mexican magician says he's gonna make himself disappear in the count of three. So he goes uno, dos, and disappears without a trace. Yeah, that was bad. But if you're still here after that bad joke, then awesome for me, I guess. But this video is going to be about a couple different ways of how you can invest your stimulus money that you got from the government. A couple good ways of making passive income and to possibly double, if not triple, your money in the coming years. So let's jump into a couple things. The first way I'm going to suggest is dividends. Dividend is a payment that the company makes to the stockholders that a company pays you for just owning their stock. Normal dividend is anywhere between 1.5% to 6%. And this is per share that you own. And this is a really great way of making passive income because you don't even have to do anything. And not only do you gain money from the stock going up in price, but you also have monthly payouts. And there's a lot of people who just live on these dividends. So really good ways of doing that. All right, let's jump into a couple different stocks that you guys can get into for dividends. The first one I'm going to talk about is Coke. Not the illegal kind, Coca-Cola. And they are awesome. And why are they so awesome, man?
Because they've been paying out dividends for 57 years consecutively.
Been paying on time every year for 57 years. I mean, what can you say? 3.5% too, which is roughly about 42 cents a share. It's not a whole lot, but if you consider that with the price going up of the stock and how much you're earning from that, they are a hell of a catch right there. Another one is Pepsi Cola. They are also another really good one. They're a little bit more pricier, probably 3 times as much as Coke, but they also have a 3% dividend yield, and they will also be, given about the same amount more because of the stock being a little bit more. But those are 2 really good ones. McDonald's, Mickey D's. You can't go wrong with Mickey D's. They are killing it through this whole entire Rona thing. They still have people coming in, can't cook. What are you going to do if you can't cook? You go to Mickey D's. You have Apple. What can I say? This is being shot from an iPhone. So, I mean, I don't know a person that doesn't have some type of Apple tech in their life right now. And then AT&T is the other one. I mean, I feel bad for whoever's going through a situation that doesn't have unlimited data because, I mean, I'm watching videos like crazy right now. So, and they're killing it in, the net income and everything and assets. So, I mean, I would suggest staying away from the oil companies, though. One thing, if you guys do have a lot of extra cash, I wouldn't suggest this for people who don't want high risk, but the cryptocurrency is probably a very good thing to get into right now, especially with how inflated the dollar I think is going to be here soon. Especially if our government just decides to keep on printing money. It's kind of scary about how weak the dollar really is if we keep on printing and how it's tied into the whole economy and everything. So that might be in one. It's more riskier though, so I suggest if you don't have the money to lose, definitely don't put it in there. Also, I was going to say a couple of my ways that I find some stocks is if you go to different platforms. Webull is one, and you go to the top gains and you hit the arrow down to go for the top losses. You can find out which companies have lost the most money. And I like to look at 3 to 5 months because you can kind of guess, or not guess, but you can kind of see what companies took 3 to 5 months of losses because of this whole corona thing. And so I look at those companies and I will actually go onto Yahoo or other websites and I will look into their financials. I will look into their net income, their cash on hand, their assets, and how risky they are a business. If they're not that risky, I put money. One sector I would suggest though is the water company sector. They are doing really, really good, and I believe that in the future to come, that it's going to become kind of scarce for some regions of the planet to actually get cheap water. So I believe that that is probably something to, in the next 20-30 years, to invest in, because it's probably going to go up triple, 4 times as much. I would stay away from the oil companies. It's way too sketchy right now. You have Saudi Arabia that's just playing with our heart over here. You know, quit playing games with my heart, and just screwing up everything. So and especially with like Tesla and renewable energy, I don't think oil is going to be a big deal to 20-30 years from now. One thing I do have to say though is money management. If you don't have a good plan, then you shouldn't be investing your money, because a lot of people lose their ass when they get into investing and they just throw all of their eggs in one basket. And I would suggest that you have a little bit of capital on the side, because we don't know if we hit the bottom of the market yet. Some people are estimating that we might lose 20-30% more of the stock market. And if that's true, you want to get in there in the super cheap and buy all these really good stocks for 30-40% discounts. So especially with 30 million people on unemployment and the stock market has not really dropped that much, it's kind of frightening. But anyways, I would stay away from the airline stocks. I mean, Warren Buffett, the Jesus of stock picking, sold all of his stocks, and it's a good thing to, maybe in the future Delta would be okay, but a lot of these other smaller ones, I would not suggest it. It's just too risky. You're gonna lose your ass on them. Yeah, so if you guys have any suggestions or anything, please comment me, even email me. It's adudemanbro@gmail.com. And I hope that you guys have a prosperous, live long and prosper day. And I hope your gains are better than your losses. And this is a Dude Man Bro telling you guys to stay classy. All right, let's jump into some of these stocks that you guys fart. You farted? Really?
It's gonna be heard.
Yeah, that probably was heard.
Take it out.
No, that's going in the